Is this club in my hand the poor man's Mizuno? Well, when I first unboxed these things, it came in a nondescript box to my house. I opened it up, and the first thing I saw was this cursive M on the side of the club. And being that this is middle of summer, I figured, I know Mizuno releases golf clubs in August. Could this be the new Mizuno? There was no other badging on it for me to tell any different. Then I pulled it a little bit further out of the plastic and I revealed the name that I did not expect to see on such a premium looking club, McGregor. So could this MT milled set of irons from McGregor at $599 compete with this $1,399 Mizuno Pro 243? We're gonna take a look and find out on today's episode. First, let's take a closer look at these two clubs. Well, as you can see, these are both Players cavity back irons. Down there at the heel, you can see they're both about the same size at the heel, although I'll note here that the relief is more towards the back side of this sole, whereas the relief is actually towards the front side of the sole here on the MT milled iron. All in all though, the sole of the club very, very similar. Again, looking at the back side of this club, you can see the weighting is all towards the center and towards the lower portion of this club. That's going to help the ball get a little bit higher lift. There's also quite a bit of material there towards the toe on both of these clubs. Looking down at more of an address view, you can see the top line very similar in thickness. I would say the Mizuno may be like a millimeter thinner, but it's very, very close. In terms of the offset, I would say about the same amount of offset, at least here in the 7-iron, probably slightly more with the MT milled on my right than on the Mizuno club. But down at the pitching wedge with the MT milled from McGregor, you're gonna get considerably more loft at address, as you can see here. In terms of the overall size of the face of these clubs, again, I think it's just a little bit bigger here with this one on my right, the McGregor. That's going to inspire a little bit more confidence. Now, in terms of shafts, I do have 120 gram stiff shafts on both of these. With the McGregor, you actually have dynamic gold as an option, but I've got the KBS Tour. On Mizuno, I am using the dynamic gold. So there's gonna be some ever so small differences in these shafts, but again, both stiff, both 120 grams, so same weight. Let's see how these things perform. What I'm gonna do first is just hit a couple of 7-irons. That's gonna be the testing club that you normally test in a golf store. But then, since I have full sets of these clubs, we'll hit the 5-iron from each set and we'll hit the 9-iron from each set to see the differences in the MT milled versus the Mizuno. I gotta say, after having both of these golf clubs out on course, I think their performance is gonna be pretty similar. Now, if you check the loft charts of these clubs, the McGregor club, surprisingly for a Players club like this, is just about 1 degree throughout the entire set stronger than the Mizuno. So at this 7-iron, you're gonna have 32 degrees with the Mizuno, 31 degrees here with the McGregor. Apart from that, we'll see what the differences turn out to be. All right, first one up is going to be the Mizuno. Again, $13.99 is the MSRP for a 4-through pitching wedge set. Gonna expect some pretty nice results out of it. Let's see what happens. Woo! Nice little draw to that one. I've got my green out there at 170, and we just caught the front edge of the green. My carry there was 161. The club head speed was 85 miles per hour. I'm gonna try to match my club speed throughout this entire session as much as possible. Ball speed 115. The backspin, a really nice number at 57.94 for me. And like I said, carry was 162 there. Total 167 with that rollout. All right, shot 2. Caught that one just a touch thin. Both of these irons I have found to be fairly forgiving, but you're gonna get a little distance penalty as you saw there. It did roll up onto the green, but we lost yards in terms of carry. It only carried 153 on that thin one. Clubhead speed same, 85. Ball speed was 110. Backspin 59.74. Shot 3. Now they say nothing feels like a Mizuno, and I've got to say the feeling of these clubs is pretty spectacular. That one was off to the left just a little bit. Carried 160. We did miss the green. Again, clubhead speed, that's pretty good for consistency, 85. Ball speed 113. Our spin there, 5,200. Let's see if we can catch one a little bit cleaner here. I think that was one there. Looking like left side of the green, maybe just in front, rolling onto the left fringe. Club head speed was 84, ball speed 112. Backspin a little bit lower there, 49.04. Fifth and final shot here before we switch over to the McGregor. And we ended pretty strong, although, woo, I guess I did pull it. Huh, we gotta fix that. But it was great contact. So if we're looking purely at stats, it's gonna be a good one there. Club head speed was 86, ball speed 115, backspin 5,056 RPM, carried 165. These things are pure butter. They feel so good at impact, and you can really tell on the club face where you hit the ball, which is what I really like. And any good golfer wants to know out of their irons where they're striking the ball. We're gonna switch over here now to the McGregor. We'll put a nice red shot tracer on there for this brand. Blue was, of course, from Mizuno, because they're blue. Yeah, looking down at the face definitely looks a little bit bigger at address. I would say the offset is just a little bit more than the 243 there down at address as well. Let's see what happens. Will we tell the difference in feel and performance? Well, boy, that felt really good. Hit that one pretty squarely in the center of the club face. And just like that first Mizuno, we landed on the green. Distance looks a little better, even though the club head speed there was down 84 miles per hour. So 1 mile per hour less. Ball speed 116, the backspin 52.38. Again, a good number for me. It carried 166 there. Wow, I mean, we're talking about a club that's 1/3 of the price. We'll continue to see, but so far it doesn't seem like it's 1/3 of the performance. Another good one there. They feel really good. Surprisingly, again, for like a club of this price point, that is very interesting to see. Club head speed was 85, ball speed 116, the backspin 56.39, where I like to be, carried 165, so we're getting a little bit more distance now. Of course, we do have that extra degree of loft, don't forget about that. Now, when we talk about, a budget club, you're gonna have to give up something. And I did notice when I opened up this set of clubs that right at the top, on the back side of the heel of these clubs, on every single iron, from 4 all the way to pitching wedge, there's a little indentation. It's imperfection in these clubs. These are forged clubs just like the Mizunos, but of course these are going to be made in a factory, most likely in China, whereas those are going to be forged in Japan. There's quality control issues when you talk about a Chinese manufacturer versus a Japanese manufacturer of a pretty high-end club. And so if you also look down at these, there's a luster to the 243 iron here that just is missing a little bit in the McGregor. It's hard to see, but if you look at like the brushing of the steel, it just lacks a little bit of quality and attention to detail, okay? It's not a bad thing. And again, if you didn't see these two clubs side by side, would you know the difference? Probably not, because it's a good looking club, but I gotta be honest and truthful with everything I see here, and it's just missing that little extra something. But boy, in terms of performance, doesn't seem to be missing much. Shot 3. That one I hit thin, like I hit the second or third Mizuno thin. Let's see where this one ends up. Well, it almost carried to the fringe, interestingly. So again, we're getting a little bit more distance out of these clubs. Club head speed there was 84, again, down about 1 mile per hour. 114 ball speed, backspin 59.95. We had a little bit more backspin on the thinned Mizuno as well, if you remember. Carried 160 and it rolled out to 172, which was my distance that flag's at right now is at 170. So if that was the hole, I'd be right there. Shot 4. Ooh, another good one. Just in the front fringe of the green is where that ball landed. The total, as you can see, it rolled down to 174 again, which is nice. Club head speed was 83, ball speed 113, backspin 54.88, carried 160. Yeah, another good one. I think this club head speed may be down again, another mile per hour. Let's find out. Really good results. In terms of dispersion, that's a winner. That's a winner. Club head speed 83 like I thought. Ball speed 112, backspin 5500, carried 159. I think it's only fair, since now maybe I'm in a better groove, that we go back to the Mizuno, hit just maybe a couple more shots, because listen, I want, as much as you want, I'm interested in finding out the truth. So far, boy, I gotta say, the McGregor's looking and feeling pretty darn good. Shot 6 here for the Mizuno. That was a good strike. Maybe slightly pushed, it looks like, I guess. Yep. Gonna miss the green a bit. Bounced right front left. It is gonna land. Ooh, I thought it was gonna land on the left side of the green. It just went out to the left back fringe. Might have done it there. Another good shot. Yeah, we will find the green. Interestingly enough, I feel like I'm taking very similar swings here, very similar strikes. I'm not a robot, but it's about as good as you could be without being a robot, I think. And the dispersion, as we'll see in the dispersion map there on the right-hand side, is certainly a little wider here with the Mizuno. I'm gonna switch back to the McGregor for 3 more swings. Little left side of the green. Whew! Man, feels so good. Landed right on the green there. Man, it's like I can do no wrong with this McGregor right now. Except for that shot, of course, right as I opened my mouth. I hit that one thin. It's gonna land in front of the green. And it's gonna bounce on into the green. How about that? Let's take a look a little deeper here at the stats. First thing I always like to look at is club head speed, just to make sure we're apples to apples. Mizuno was up just a little bit, because those first swings I was around the 85 mile per hour mark. So on average, 84.5 to 83.4. So about a mile per hour less there with the McGregor irons. The ball data is what matters here though. Ball speed 112.7 with the Mizuno, 113.8. So there's the switch. You get an extra mile per hour with the slightly stronger lofts of the McGregor, and that's on again a -1 mile per hour swing speed. In terms of, like I said, peak height is something I'm really interested in here. The Mizuno was 31, the McGregor was 30, and if we couple that with spin about the same, 54.15 to 54.46. Stopping power is going to be very similar. It might be slightly better with the Mizuno, but if you already saw my on-course test with these McGregor MT milled, you'll know that we are getting just a few inches of rollout with the 8-iron through pitching wedge, hardly anything at all. So stopping power with the McGregors I have no problem with, even though we're getting that extra degree. Again, both spin numbers look great. If we look at carry, you're gonna get the 2 extra yards there with the McGregor, of course, again on slightly less swing speed. 160 to 162. Rollout is not a number that I really care too much about when it comes to simulators, but just so you know, it's 171 with the Mizuno, 172 there with the McGregor. So I'd say certainly the performance is on par with the Mizunos. Very close. In terms of feel, I would say we're really getting down to the nitty gritty, but ever so slightly, I might tip the cap here to the Mizuno, but it's not by much. The MT milled irons feel fantastic. Again, quality control issues, that's something that you're gonna have to consider potentially with an iron that's a direct-to-consumer brand these days, and it's gonna be made in a factory with maybe not the highest quality control standards. Again, can you live with a nick on the club? You're gonna get it with bag chatter in the first couple weeks of using a forged set of irons in the back of your cart anyways. Clubs are going to get dented, but you can avoid quite a few of those dents if you choose to use Shipsticks, a partner of Let's Play Through. They'll get your golf clubs to where they're going safe and sound. You don't have to worry about baggage handlers mistreating your clubs and adding any more extra nicks to those nice soft forge clubs of yours. I've got a discount code down below, 20% off for Let's Play Through. You're gonna love the service if you try it. Recommend you do. All right, now let's switch to the 5-irons with these sets. The 5-iron is gonna be a harder club to hit. It's gonna take a little bit more concentration from this mere mortal. Again, looking at these irons, the McGregor is going to be the larger club face for sure. 5-iron in hand here. I've got the McGregor first. I've also set a flag at 190 for us. 185 is kind of the carry I'd be looking for out of a 5-iron. Let's see what we get. Decent strike, maybe thin, but decent. Again, you're getting really nice peak height, I found, with these MT milled irons. Distance was 190, exactly where I set the flag, but right of the flag. Oh no, it is on the green. Wow, rolled up onto the green. Didn't think it would be. Club head speed 87, ball speed 124, backspin 48, and it carried 182. Pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. Shot 2. Yeah. Oh, felt great. Little baby draw, what I like to see. Whew. Gosh, that's 2 out of 2. On the green, very close to each other. They're almost side by side. Club head speed 87, ball speed 124, backspin 48.89. Wow, that's a great number. Carried 182. I'm gonna hit one more and then we're gonna switch over to the Mizuno. Oh, hit it thin again. Let's see what the distance penalty is. That was thinner even than the first one. It's not horrible. Not horrible distance penalty. Club head speed was 85. Ball speed was 115, backspin 45, so a little bit lower there. Interestingly, on the thin shot with the 7-iron, we got less spin there with the 5-iron. It carried 168, which is like my 7-iron carry. So there's always gonna be a distance penalty when we talk about a player's iron like these. It's just part and parcel with this type of club. That's why you've gotta be, I'd say for both of these clubs, you gotta be probably a single-digit handicap to really get the most out of them. All right, Mizuno is up, which means we're gonna see those blue shot tracers again. And this is interesting. Looking down at address, I did not see this with the McGregor, but with this Mizuno, I actually catch a little of the backside cavity. That is really interesting. You'd never see that unless you see these two clubs side by side. But let's see how they perform. That's what matters. Shot 1 here with the Mizuno. Oh, it was a good one. Pushed maybe, but again, nice and high. Both these clubs get up in the air so very high. It's a little right side of the green. Rolled out to 192. Club head speed was 87, ball speed 124, the backspin 51.97. Wow, I can't believe I'm getting that high a spin out of a 5-iron with either of these clubs. Shot 2. That one was a little off the toe. As you can see, it's hooking too. So now we're gonna miss the green a little left. Stats-wise, we'll probably get decent performance. Club head speed 88, ball speed 120, backspin 35.04, carried 177. Let's see if we can end with a real good one here. Yes, we did. I think that's the best shot there with the Mizuno. There's that nice draw coming in center. Just hit the fringe, rolled into the back right side of the green. Club head speed 88, ball speed 121, backspin 43.51, carried 180. Let's take a look at these 5-iron stats. Woo! Felt good, that last one. I said with the 7-iron that I, by a hair, gave it to the Mizuno. I might give it to the McGregor here. They both feel great. That's all I can say. I don't feel like I'm swinging like a cheapo club when I'm swinging the McGregor in any way, shape, or form. Again, let's look at club head speed. It's higher again here with the Mizuno, 87.8 to 86.5, so 1.3 mile per hour difference. Ball speed difference. Well, that's a lot less, only a half a mile per hour, 121 with the McGregor, 121 and a half with the Mizuno. In terms of spin, 47.83 with our McGregor, 44.16 with the Mizuno, so about 300 RPM more with the McGregor. Peak height, the same as we saw with the 7-iron. It's 1 yard higher, 3 feet higher, 32.29. The Mizuno takes it. In terms of distance, here the Mizuno took it, 179 to 177. And then in terms of rollout and everything, well, we missed the green a couple times there, especially that hook shot. You're gonna get a lot of top spin. You can see that spin there. The hook shot was 3,600, so almost really an outlier. But regardless, the rollout 194 to 188. Very, very close in terms of the stats. I guess, you know, in terms of consistency, I give it to the McGregor there. In terms of, you know, maybe pure stats, probably the Mizuno just by a touch. There's a case to be made. These are the poor man's Mizunos, I would say. All right, we're gonna go to the last club here, 9-iron. Hopefully we finish strong. I've set our flag at 140. I've got the Mizuno in hand first. Again, we're gonna take 3 shots with each club. I caught that one groove too low, just ever so slightly thin, but I'd say a pretty good shot. In the middle of the green there, club head speed 82, ball speed 102, backspin 76.38, carried 135. And it finished 138, like I said, just 2 yards short, 6 feet short of the flag. Shot 2. That was a good one. Ooh, I love that tight little draw. That's when you know I've hit a good shot anyways. Club head speed 82, ball speed 102, backspin 7100, carried 135, rolled out to 137. Very similar. That's consistency for you. Third and final shot with the Mizuno. Oh yeah. Oh, it felt great. It's actually a little left of target, but it felt fantastic. We caught the left part of the fringe. Club head speed 82, ball speed 107, backspin 69.67, carried 144. Yeah, I knew I caught that one well. All right, switching to the 9-iron with Mac. The offset's more pronounced the further you go in this bag up to the pitching wedge, but here with the 9-iron, it's a fair amount of offset, kind of unexpected with this style of golf club. Some people will like that, some people won't. It doesn't necessarily bother me. Oh, it felt great. Yeah, I've got to say the feel's fantastic. I almost went in the hole on the fly. The feel is fantastic with these MT milled. I can't say it's better, but it's got to be on par. Club head speed 81, ball speed 105, 69.49 is the backspin, carried 140. About 5 yards more carry there. That was hit in the middle though. Whereas that first one with the Mizuno was hit a little thin, wasn't it? All right, that looks like our third Mizuno because it's gonna maybe miss the green completely. I got a lot of club on that ball though. Club head speed 80, ball speed 106, backspin 63.92, carried 143. Third and final shot with the MT milled. Oh, another good one. Oh yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Pin high, well, a little past the pin. Club head speed 79, ball speed 104, backspin 71.27, carried 139. I bet it would have stuck on a real green though, I gotta say, like we saw outdoors. Let's take a look at the stats. Those were some good shots. If we look at club head speed 82.1 to 80.1, Mizuno consistently more swing speed with that club for whatever reason. Maybe it's the shaft, but I don't think so. They're still the same weight. Although I will say this, in hand, the McGregor also just feels a little lighter. I think the metal it's made out of is just a little lighter than the Mizuno's, even though the face is bigger, it feels lighter in hand. Ball speed 103.6 to 104.7, so again, it made it up. The McGregor ball speed made it up with a little less loft, I should say. Total spin 72.83 with the Mizuno. I like that number better than I liked 68.99. Again, we do have an outlier there, but you can even see on a really good strike there, 69.99 and 71.74. We're getting it when we really hit one good with the Mizuno, 76. So you're getting more spin with the Mizuno. In terms of peak height, it holds true once again, 31. No, I'm sorry, there's a swap here. The McGregor actually flew higher, interesting. 32 to 31. Now I will say, wasn't there one kind of thin one there, possibly? Either way, very similar. Carried 138 to 140 with the McGregor. The total 141 to 146. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, for a $600 set of irons, $599 even, these things perform incredibly well. They go head to head, toe to toe with just about anything out on the market in terms of the stats. Again, can you sacrifice the possibility of maybe some QC issues, but also be able to save that much money? That's only a decision that you can make. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing here from the MT milled irons from McGregor. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any videos on this channel. I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.